Let me see. Yeah, my audio's going. I think live. What's the best device? What is the best device? That's, subjective. It's an opinion. Everybody's got one as far as what they think the best device is. It's not for me to decide what the best device is for you. It's for you to decide what the best device is for you. All you can do is do research and look up things. I can give you some opinions and give you some ideas on what I think. I mean, price always factors into it, right? Let me get my microphone out. What do you guys think the best device is? TY, what's up? What's the best device out there, everybody? I'm just curious. What do people think the best device is? Because I know the best device for my wife is not the best device for me. The best device for my mom is not the best device for me. Got many different devices in the house, and it's not a one size fits all type thing. I do know when you get into different price ranges, you're going to look at a different set of devices and decide, well, which devices are, the best for me in that price range. It's the tie. So, what devices do you guys have? In the chat, post what you're running or what you like the best, whether it's an NVIDIA Shield. What's your preference? Fire Stick. What do you got? What are you guys running these days? Who likes the new Owen Pro box? How about that new Buzz TV Power Station? A lot of talk about that lately. People talking a lot of different things about it. I just think it's a little too overpriced. I don't have one. I think according to the specs I've looked up, it's supposed to be a very, very fast device. I don't know 100% for sure. I know it takes a nice NVMe drive, so it has some nice storage upgrade. But if you're buying it just for a streaming device only, though, do you really need to put drives in it? Ask yourself that. What is it that you want to do? What is it that you want to do with the device? Fire Stick is a good budget option for people. Has been forever. That's going to change though. Amazon's changing things. I've gone over this in previous videos about how Amazon is going down a different path that's going to be more like Roku. So you're going to have to switch it up to something else if you want to do any third-party apps. If you're just interested in legitimate apps only, then a Fire Stick is still going to be able to do that. You get confused using anything else, so it's perfect for me. The Google TV OS isn't really that much different than the Amazon Fire TV OS. The Fire TV OS is kind of confusing to me because it's got little icons, doesn't really put everything right out there in the front for you. A lot of advertisements. A lot of advertisements. The ONN device is pretty nice because you can actually change the launcher and get rid of the ads. So that's kind of a nice thing you can do with that. If we're talking about budget devices, let's say, but anything budget, I say 50 and under, right? So ONN Pro, which is their most expensive one, is 50, and that is a great option at that price point. But then people are looking at these $300-400 devices, and or even more in some cases, and I'm like, very few people are going to buy that just for a streaming device in their home. You go and buying a $500, $400 device, you're looking to pick up a nice gaming console for that kind of money. And when you're looking at an Android device, it's advertised that, oh yeah, it can do some gaming. Yeah, it can't really. I mean, not like a gaming console, right? Not like these newer gaming consoles. They're better for that aspect of it. Gaming consoles can actually be a great streaming device as well. You can take your PlayStation 5 or 4. You can take an Xbox One, One S, One X. You can take those and make them a streaming device. So that can be a device also. So the question then is just like, oh, budget. Like, I'm kind of like, for me, I'm a Windows guy. That's just my opinion. That's not for everybody. But I always have this argument. I come back like, Windows has been around forever, right? Since the mid 90s, we've been using a mouse and a keyboard interface. If you can't use a mouse and a keyboard, I don't know, man. I don't know. There is an aspect of using a remote control, and an interface that's made for a TV, the simplicity of that. If you're just streaming, that's why I designate that just streaming, right? If you're just getting a device for streaming, you don't need to spend more than $50. You don't need to. We're at a point where streaming devices have kind of plateaued, and if you're just wanting to stream, you're going to be able to stream just fine with a $50 to $75 device. Maybe some people might want to spend 100 and get something that's a little bit better, without the ads, and a little bit better for their live TV functionality and so on, which I can understand, that aspect of it, because there's the recording and DVR capabilities on some of these devices as well, which is very nice. So that factors into it. So then people say, well, that's why you need that hard drive in there, and et cetera, et cetera. Well, one of the devices I use is the Formula, and just to state another device on top of these others. And that device allows me to record in DVR directly to my network server, or NAS. So I don't have to worry about having storage on that device. I have plenty of storage on the NAS, and it can record in DVR everything to that. So that's an option. So you see what I mean by what's the best device? The best device is subjective. Some people want that capability. They want a DVR. I, on the other hand, would argue that live TV is dead. It's not going to be long before cable TV, as we know it, is pretty much gone. They're losing customers like crazy. Streaming services are cropping up all over the place. Some are going away. Things are getting restructured. But streaming is the future. When you got Amazon, you got Apple TV, you got Netflix, you've got all these streaming services that are out there. YouTube TV, you got lots of services available to you that people just need an internet connection for the most part these days. And some of the cable companies are actually moving in that direction. So companies like Xfinity, Comcast, for years and years, I mean, we're going back over 5 years now, they've been offering boxes that are just streaming only boxes to their customers. They've had streaming apps that give you access to their cable TV. So you don't have to get a cable TV box or have an actual cable line going into a room to get cable TV. So that's been a thing. So going forward, like normal cable TV, live TV with advertisements on the live TV, for me, is dead. I watch everything on demand. That's why my name's On Demand. And I think that's the best way to watch stuff without commercials. You got to pay extra for some of these legitimate services. If you want to know other options over those services to get access to those services, you can check out my Telegram group. I've got other information there I can't publish on YouTube, that will give you some help in that area, some actual videos and stuff too. But people are going to say, well, what in that $400 range, what options are there for you? Well, there's a few options out there. People want to know, like, what can you get in that $400 range? I stated at $399, which that's what the higher end version of that Buzz TV box, that new one, the Power 6 Station 6, I think it's called. So the Asus has an ROG gaming handheld, the ROG Ally. That is $399, the same price. more storage, are, honestly way more capabilities because of the operating system being Windows based. You can then also play all of your games on it, as well as you can stream anything you want. Of course, that's not for everybody. It's a little more complicated. You can go ahead and hook yourself up a wireless keyboard and mouse to that if you want. You can hook up a Bluetooth controller, Bluetooth remote control to it, whatever you'd like, and you can dock that to your TV. You can plug that to your TV, and you can then unplug it from your TV if you want to have a device in that price range that actually serves a couple of purposes when it comes to playing games as well. The WWE is my favorite show. I just heard the WWE is moving a show to Netflix pretty soon. Everything's gonna be on Netflix. Not everything. Not everything. Amazon's got a lot of its own stuff. You've got Apple doing its own stuff. You've got things on places like Pluto and Tubi, which is free. So I mean, they're Disney obviously has its thing. There's a lot of different stuff all over the place. Here's the thing, cable, and this is why I think cable TV is bound to die, is because you can't get that stuff on cable TV. You literally can't. Cable TV has such a small portion of stuff that people really want to watch these days. It's like the stuff on cable TV is mostly stuff you can get and watch free right now anyway. Why would I pay for cable TV, have to watch commercials when I watch the live content to get these channels, when I can get things like, Tubi and, the free channels on the Google ONN, the ONN box that comes with a bunch of free live channels, and those have commercials, but I'm not paying monthly for those channels. So why would I pay for cable TV? I think cable TV is on the way out. What's the best way to record multiple live streaming shows? I can DVR 5 channels with DirecTV. Yeah, I mean that's a great point. I believe you can DVR multiples. This depends on your TV service, right? So let's just take into account a legitimate service like YouTube TV. I believe you can DVR multiple channels on YouTube TV. They have an unlimited DVR. Of course, the price is rather high. There's a few other live TV services that do have DVR services as well that will let you do things like that. That are IPTV type of services. If you go with some oddball underground live TV service, then that depends on the service, how many connections you're purchasing, and what app you're using. So things like the Smarters app and, etc. If you're using the My TV app that's in the formula, there's different stuff that actually goes into that capability. And I know exactly what you mean, because I used to have my years ago. We're talking 10 years ago now. I had tuners. I had TV tuners with cable cards in a server, and then I was using Xbox 360s in order to as cable boxes in all my rooms in my house. So I was doing that before I was doing the streaming thing. And those were my cable boxes, and my server was DVRing all of my shows, and I was able to DVR 4 things at once, and watch them back whenever I wanted to in any of the rooms. And I was getting everything in 1080p at that time, so it was pretty nice. Today, there's a lot of differences when it comes to that, and so the DVR, and getting back to the DVR functionality, you say you can DVR 5 channels at once with your DirecTV. DVR is obsolete. I'm going to be really honest with you guys. If you can stream the show whenever you want to watch it, why do you need to DVR it? Literally. There's options out there. Debrid services are available that give you everything. Everything. So you can just go ahead and watch it whenever you want. You don't have to DVR the content. So I don't understand the need to have to be stuck in this, in the old ways. People need to move forward in what's new. Streaming is the way things are. You can watch everything on demand now. There's no need to DVR content. There's no need to have extra storage and for you to watch stuff later. As long as you have an internet connection, you can watch everything you want whenever you want to watch it. And there's a lot of ways to get that content. So definitely check out my Telegram group if you're not in there. Go check out the videos. I have a whole section, a whole setup thing showing in detail how to set those things up and telling you how to get services and so on. So you guys can check that out if you want. Let's go ahead and switch gears though, and let's talk about some other options out there. You can also get a laptop. So a laptop is another option that a lot of people don't think about. You can get a laptop with an HDMI. You can plug that into a TV. A lot of laptops are low cost, a lot of storage, very high performance, Bluetooth. Get yourself whatever controller you want, plug that into your TV, and you can use that as your streaming device. And people say, well, I want to run this app and that app and everything. Well, you do know that if you're running a pretty decent Windows laptop, you can go ahead and run a Android emulator, and you can run all those Android apps, whatever you want. Any of the sites like Pluto and Tubi and stuff like that, you can go directly to their websites to watch things. So, using a mouse and keyboard, yeah, is it a little more difficult? Sure. I'm just, and I'm not telling you guys, hey, this is the best way to do it. No, I'm just stating options, right? So you guys know what kind of different things you can do. That's been something people could do forever. Something I've told people is an option for them if they have an old laptop, It's in the description of this video, but I will put it in the chat right now as well for you. Let me go ahead and get it. Give me a minute here, and I will get the Telegram. I will copy and paste it into here for you. Yeah, I mean, people just need to move ahead, I think, and understand that we're in a world now to where streaming's the future. Live TV and cable TV is obsolete, and people need to just move ahead with. I mean, come on, it's easier. It's easier. You just pick what you want to watch and watch it. Why are you going to watch live stuff? When you have time to sit down and watch something, then you can pick what you want to watch. And then when you're watching stuff, you're actually going to get what you want instead of instead of just garbage that's on live channels that might not be anything you want to watch at all. I mean, seriously, it's always been crazy to me. Trying to get into my Telegram group. Hold on, guys. Get this information. Copy. Okay. Put this over here. So, yeah, I'm just trying to give people options, just trying to help people out. That's my Telegram group. Hopefully it came in hopefully you guys see it. If you don't see it in the chat there, let me know. Yeah, so bottom line is I spend under $25 a month for like 2 IPTV services and 2 debrid services. And that's about what one premium account of Netflix costs. So, I mean, yeah, am I advocating to not to do everything for free? Nah, you're not going to get everything free, completely free, right? If you want convenience, you have to pay a little bit for that, but there's a difference in just paying the full price for all these services, and there's a difference in being smart and paying for the best route to go for the service, to get the services. This is what I try to tell people. I don't have a dog in this race. I'm not selling boxes anymore, guys. I'm not out here. I'm not out here trying to promote a box because I'm specifically selling it or any box companies are sending me boxes. I have no affiliation with any box company or any computer company at all. I'm not making any money off of any of them at the moment. So if I ever was, I would come out and tell you directly that yes, there's an affiliate link and I'm making money off this product. So so that's a good question. The DNS server shut down my website. My web address that my build was on. I wasn't hosting my build on there. My build has been hosted on my own server in my own home for years and years and years and years, for a long time now. But the build itself is not up and running. The wizard is not up and running because of that. So I'm not sure if I'm going to put it back out public or not. Some individual obviously reported or me to the DNS, which was no IP. No IP was the DDNS company I was using to get a domain name that was then routed to my home internet connection to my home server here in my house, so that I had a web address, and then that web address and I have my own server. That way, I'm not paying. That way I was able to give it publicly to people, and I don't have to ask anybody for any money because it's being hosted off my home internet connection that I already have, and I have a 1 gig up and down. I can actually pay to boost that all the way up to 5 gig up and down if I want to, but I'm sticking with the 1 gig up and down for right now. It does the job for me. Um, what I'm doing these days, right now, personally, at the moment, is I'm working more on video game retro emulation stuff because I've kind of grown out of the streaming stuff. I mean, like I told you, that stuff's plateaued. The streaming boxes, any of these new boxes that keep coming out, they all do about the same thing that the boxes have done for 3 4 years. There's nothing new really on the market that's doing anything different, like majorly different. Some boxes do things a little different, like that new Power Station box has that uh, micro SD card in it slot. That's pretty neat, depending on what you're going to end up doing with that box. But I would argue if you're going to set up a server, there's way better ways to do it for less money. Get yourself a small form factor i7 Dell like I've got, which is what I'm running right now for my server. No, the FTP server was running through that DDNS company, no IP, so the FTP server is down as well, and I had no control over them shutting it down. The I may bring that back. I do have another DDNS company that I have signed up to, and I may bring the FTP server back possibly. We'll see about it. We'll see. It hasn't been. I didn't get a whole bunch of people hounding me about it being down, so I was like, well, not a lot of people are using it, so I might as well not really worry about it a whole lot. If enough of you come and tell me that you really, really want it, I can bring it back. But the fact of the matter is, um, it was something I was trying to be nice to help people out with. There is a lot of other ways to get your apps out there than the FTP server. Sarah really, really wants it. Well, give me a little bit of time, and I might re-release the FTP server. I'll have to sign up to the new I'm already signed up to the new DDNS. What I have to do is I have to do a little bit of testing with it and make sure that it is it's gonna work good, and I won't it's not gonna just get shut down or something for on you guys. Chris said he was using it a lot. Okay. Well, I'll have to look into it. Just give me a little bit of time. Maybe you know what? Maybe in a week to 2 weeks, I can probably have it back online. And if you're in my Telegram group, I'll post something there when it is back online. I'll say the you know I'll post. It's going to be a new web address. So the FTP server will be a different address. Be the same server coming from my house, but I have to use a different web address. So yeah, I hadn't been online for a while. I just thought I'd pop on. I seen a lot of people talking about some of these new boxes, and I was like, you know what? I'll pop on for a minute, talk to you guys, and just give my opinion on some things. I think there's um, a lot of room for people to consider options going forward for themselves, as opposed to looking at a lot of the expensive boxes, just depending on what you're wanting to do. DVR thing is a thing. I do have a lot of people that really they're really still like they're still engrossed into that. I do absolutely no DVRing. I mean, I'm gonna be real with you. I really have no need for it at all. Um, I mean, I sometimes think it would be nice to go into my thing and set something to record. The only DVRing I've done is to actually just record something to test out if my Formular box was able to do it and how well it did it. And I was pretty surprised. It worked really, really well and I liked it. Um, Chris has the 217 and the 219 Shield. Terrific device, by all means, considered by most people still, if not the best, one of the best streaming devices you can have out there on the market. My problem with the Shield was always that it was just a little too expensive. The only Shield that I think is not any good, that I don't think people should buy, is the Pro one. There's nothing pro about it. I've stated that before. It looks like a big round turd. It doesn't have a lot of storage. They degraded everything on it and then called it Pro. I just don't know how you can get away with doing that in business. I mean, um, I mean, that's my opinion, guys. It's my opinion. If you guys have a different opinion, by all means, you're welcome to have that, and I will not keep you from stating whatever you think different than me. Everybody can speak their mind as far as what they think is the best or not the best or whatever. Just everybody be tolerant to others' difference of opinion, because we're all different. Like my mom is blind, so she relies heavily on voice activation. She's using she's using the Cube. Okay, so she's using the second gen Fire TV Cube right now. I might be switching her to an ONN Pro box. I'm not sure yet. I'll probably just have her try it and leave her Cube in the room as well and see how she likes it. She can still see a little bit. So then my wife can't walk. She walks with a walker. She's disabled, so I take care of her full time. And she just got her new teeth, implants and stuff, which is great. So she's able to eat better. And she relies heavily on controllers. She tends to really like using a mouse. Um, different people are going to like different things. That's why I told you I use a lot of different devices. I got PCs for streaming. I've got a Formular. I've got the ONN Pro box in the living room. I got a gaming PC in my theater room. I've got the Formular in my bedroom. My mom's rocking the Fire TV Cube. And my roommate that rents a bedroom from me, he's got his PC, so he watches everything on his PC. Um, so you know, like I said, there is no. That's why I put a question mark. The best device is question mark, right? The best device is not. There is no right answer. The best device is whatever device is right for you. Um, So take that into consideration when you listen to people talk. Some people get caught up in their belief that their device is just absolutely the best device, right? And I'm not going to sit back and say any particular device is the absolute just be all and end all best device. The Formula is one of the best devices I have used. It lacks a little bit in some areas compared to some of today's newer devices, like the ONN, where it's got voice control. So somebody like my mom wouldn't be able to really use the Formula. Then there is you know, the ONN 4K is great, and it's actually my pick for the best budget device there is out at all right now. I mean, so Google is putting out a new, or I don't know if it's come out yet. I haven't even looked. The new Google Chromecast, and be, because of this ONN 4K Pro, I think it's a better Chromecast and Google TV box than Google's own box. And Google needs to remedy that. I mean, Google needs to not have another company putting out something so much better than what they are able to put out on their own platform. You have to be versatile in the streaming game. I'm down to apps almost exclusively. Yeah, I mean, in my tutorial on my Telegram group, Chris, I it doesn't even have Kodi in it. I did a 8 gig. I did a budget device. Like I'm telling people, you can do this on a 8 gig $20 ONN. I did it on the $20 ONN box, start to finish, multiple videos going through complete setup, showing people how to use all of the premium services, and that I use personally, and showing people where and how to sign up for the services, so that you can spend around $25 a month and you can watch everything that's on TV. Period. You're going to get it all. So that depends on what people you know want to watch, but that's going to cover all your bases. And and uh and you don't want a lot of apps on that device, because it's only an 8 gig device. When you have something like the Pro device that's $50, that's got 32 gig of storage, you've got a lot more flexibility. You can load a lot more apps. So you can put some extra music apps, you can put some extra video streaming apps, you can put some extra here and there on the device if you want to. But you don't necessarily have to. You can get by with compacting it down to just the most important apps, and you can still watch everything. So I hope I'm coming across pretty good. I wanted to talk like how what I'd like to know is, anybody put, after this video's over, put comments down in the description what your favorite device is. Also, tell me if you're buying devices like this new Pro. If you read the information about it, this new Buzz TV box, and I'm gonna bring up the site for it, because I do want to talk about this box. It's got a great processor. It's actually got a lot. Let's go to Buzz TV's site, right? They've got this new. Yeah, let's go ahead and transfer over there, right? So here it is, available now. The Power Station 6 looks nice. Got an NVMe slot on it. It's got 16 gig of RAM, or 8 gig, depending on which one you buy. The 16 gig is the $400 one. 8K, yeah, whatever that means. So all these features, it's all listed here, right? It's all listed here for you guys to look at. But if you scroll down and read, I'm not talking anything bad about this box, by the way. For all I know, it's an absolutely great box. I don't have one, so I can't say that it's bad or good either way. I'm just stating some information in the details about it. Maybe I gotta click on this. Okay, here we go. Here's the ad for it. So $299, and then if you go to the 16 gig, $399, right? And then at that price point, I'm going to show you. Obviously, there's plenty of other devices that you could get at that price point. I don't have to go over all of them. There's plenty of other devices out there you can get at that price point that have a lot of features. So there's gaming devices, but my main thing was I think they were touting this as a lot for gaming in the ad that I read. Shipping. So watt dual core, buzz enhanced audio. Because I read some stuff about it. They were really trying to put, these are all pictures. Because they said like game something, gaming ready, something in one of the ads that I read about it. And it was on Buzz TV's site. So CPU, Wi-Fi card, hardware only. Buzz TV does not sell or give advice on streaming services. No NVMe sold separately. Maybe I need to go back. Maybe it's upgrade your entertainment. Available exclusively at buzztv.com. I did see where it was saying something about some game ready. Here it is. Immerse yourself in entertainment. Okay. Game ready. Dominate your opponents with P6's powerful processing. So it says game ready. So what does that mean? And I wanted to talk about that a little bit. So a lot of people have a misconception like game ready. Well, okay, it's game ready. Well, you're going to have to understand that this rock chip is a fairly new processor. It's really fast. When you are looking at really fast processors, they tend to use a little more power and they run a little hotter, which creates reliability issues. So that's something to always think about. Granted, a good example of this is Intel with their 13th and 14th gen right now have pushed the envelope on their processors and they are running hotter, they are having issues, and they're, using more power, a lot more wattage, by the way, and that's causing problems with reliability, as well as a variety of other oxidation issues. That's a whole nother subject for a whole different video. But that's just an example. So if people are having like any reliability issues with this, I would probably point directly to that because this is a very powerful processor for an Android chip. Here's the other thing, compatibility. If you want to play games, what are you going to play on Android? You're going to want to do some emulation. I don't know how this rocks for emulation, compatibility wise, but I do know when new chips hit the market, usually it takes a little bit of time for the emulators to be acclimated to the new technology. I don't know if that's the case completely with this. There's a lot of emulators for a lot of consoles. Okay. So that's one thing to take into account. Those emulators have been optimized for other processors on the market, not this. Amlogic, okay, they've been optimized for. They've been optimized for Snapdragon. So those are things you could think about if you want to talk about, this is a gaming device. Because the NVIDIA Shield was pushed as a gaming device. And it is a great gaming device if you're going to do emulation or play Android games on it. And the emulators are actually optimized for that processor that's in that box. So that's something to think about when you're looking at a new device like this. I tend to stay away from the new technology for about a year. I let stuff be out for a year before I buy it. My computer is an i7 12700K Intel that I'm running personally for my gaming rig. I'm also running a AMD Ryzen 57 Ryzen 7. So I'm not running the newest generation of these things, nor do you need to. I think people get caught up with a lot of YouTubers out there promoting videos and pushing the newest product on the market. So if you go to Walmart right here, the ROG Ally is $399.99, and you get 512 gig. It is a removable, exchangeable SSD inside that unit, and it runs Windows 11. So whether you like that or not, it's just another option that I was throwing out there to tell you, hey, same price, 16 gig. So we're comparing apples to apples, a 16 gig to a 16 gig device. And this also has a lot more storage for the same price. So is this better? Well, it works properly with Microsoft Game Pass. So if you're an Xbox user, this would be a terrific option for you because you're going to be able to play most of your Xbox games. You're also going to be able to load Steam on this and play pretty much all your Steam games for the most part. So this is a terrific option if you're looking for something that has gaming capabilities. And is it going to do emulation? Of course. It'll do emulation as well. So those are some things to think about when it comes to options. I'm just throwing one option out there. When I look at this device and what it comes with and what it does, it's far lacking to this device. I would buy this device every single day over the other device. And you say, well, but I want to run my Android apps. Just throw an Android emulator on it. You can throw many different Android emulators on these devices. There's lots of Android emulators for Windows available. I run MEMU. That's a really good Android emulator. So it just depends on what you want to do at the end of the day and how far you want to push things. Do you want something that does a lot more for your money? I mean, what do you want to do? What do you want to do with your money? I mean, far be it for me to tell you that, oh no, you can't buy this. No, I'm not. I'm not saying that at all. You can go buy this all day long if you want to. It's your money. You can do anything you want. But me, I would buy this right here. I would buy the ROG. And there's a lot of other options. If it was just a streaming device, I'd just buy the if I was gonna pick, if it was just a device for streaming, just go buy the ONN Pro for $50 instead of spending $400 on it. Yeah, I agree, Bama. 400 is way too much. But the Buzz TV boxes have always been kind of pricey, in my opinion. And so whether they're actually worth that price or not, that's not for me to say. That's up for you guys to say with your pocketbook, with your cash, with your money. You tell that. Now, if you're going to buy something strictly for gaming, would I recommend you just buy this? Nah, not really. I mean, because the processor that's in this is in the ROG Ally is a little lower end than I would personally want. And they have three Allies, right? They got the newest one. So if we go down and we look, let's go down here. So let's go to their store. Let's scroll down here. So we've got this is just one of many devices that are available on the market. Let's go. Products. There we go. Gaming handhelds. Let's accept the cookies. So this is the new one. It's black. This is the new one. But it's $800. Is this worth $800? I have a hard time saying that. While I think that $399 Ally is a good alternative, you can dock it and hook it to your TV, to getting something like the Buzz Station 6. I have a hard time trying to say that this is worth $800. They did do a lot of upgrades. The battery's better. It's, it's got better cooling. It's, they did some things. They upgraded the hard drive interface, so it's a better NVMe interface. Um, but then there is things. This is why. So the Legion Go, right? So here's the Legion Go. Look at that. That's marked down right now on Amazon. That's marked down to $600. So would I recommend you get this or this? I would probably spend $600 and buy this instead of spending $800 and buying that. Okay, both of these are running the Z1 Extreme processor. Arguably, this has a bigger hard drive, but you can upgrade the hard drive on this. So, I mean, I think they did upgrade the RAM on this too. I'm pretty sure this has a upgraded RAM to, I want to say, let's see what it says. See, this has the different format of SSD. They put faster RAM in it. They increased the capacity of the RAM from 16 gig to 24 gig. So you get 24 gig of RAM, better SSD, but for spending that much more, the Legion Go has some differences. It's got a better, bigger screen. It's got removable controllers, and there is some aftermarket stuff that makes it very different. So, I mean, it depends on how much your budget is, what you're wanting to spend. The Z processor though is a definite. I mean, the Ryzen Z1 Extreme is a much faster than the one that's in the $400 Ally. So, hey HBR, what's up? So anyway, I just wanted to give my opinion on some different options. Whatever anybody's opinion is on whatever type of device they want to use, whether it be, whether it be the Buzz TV, any Buzz TV power station, or whether it be you hook a handheld up to your TV, or whether you use your phone and you just stream that to your smart TV, or whatever you do. As long as it works for you, I'm cool, man. I mean, I'm just up here giving some opinions on what I think, you know, because there's been a lot of controversy over this device with some people specifically, and I'm not sure why people are. I mean, it's just people just have to have drama, I guess. I don't know. I'm so done with that. I'm not like I said, I don't have a dog in the race. I'm not I don't have a relationship with any of these box manufacturers. I'm sell instead of selling boxes, I'm selling much more expensive PCs and emulation drives and emulation computers and stuff. I've moved away from this. These things, like I said, they plateaued. They got to a point to where okay, they're not really going. There's nothing really big like new happening. But when you move on to devices like this, there is new happening. I mean, you got much more going on when it comes into the gaming world, and there's much more money there. So, I guess if I had to counsel any of you, on anything, I would probably have to say, consider looking into some of these Android devices as maybe retro gaming devices as well. If you're selling a device that takes a micro SD card, you can throw a 128 gig or a 256 gig micro SD card in there and make a little gaming unit to sell on the side. That can be something that can be I don't know, an additional upgrade you can do for people if they're interested in the gaming. If they're not, they're not. That just depends on each person, what they might be interested in, because everybody's a little different. Me, I got 12 terabyte gaming build of retro games. 1500 PS2, PS3, Xbox 360, um, Nintendo, you name it. I mean, just all the old retro consoles. And I posted a little video on that in my Telegram group showing one of my latest builds I've been working on too. So showing what it looks like. And I am selling those. And if anybody's interested in one, they can DM me over on Telegram and I can let them know what kind of prices will be available for those uh, when I'm actually selling that particular build once I'm finished. I'm fine tuning a few things on it. I've had some smaller builds, but I'm trying to move into more of the people want the new stuff, right? The new stuff takes a lot of storage. PS3 games, your 360 games, you know your newer games, they take a lot of storage, so you need bigger hard drives for that stuff. Just remember, options are optional. Oh, always, yeah, yeah. I never try to push anything. I just tell people, listen, I'm not telling you this. When I talk to customers, I go, I'm not telling you about this because I'm trying to push it to you. I'm just telling you about it because if I don't tell you about it, you won't know that I have it available to you. So whether you want it now or whether you might want it in the future, or you may know a friend or family member that might want it, that way you know that I sell it. So that way, people will know. Uh, so you don't want to come across pushy. People don't like that. Obviously, you just want to be, you want to be cool and just like, hey, I can do this for you if at some point you might be interested. Yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, with inflation, I mean, that just makes me be able to charge more for everything. I'm just joking. The BS inflation. I get you, HBR. I know exactly what you're talking about. I had to just try to make a little joke about it. It's not good. Hopefully things can get better. I'm not going to get into politics on this channel. But I think we can all agree the inflation and cost of food is just too much, and it's not something that any of us like. So, but oh, let's see. Well, I think shoot, man, I've had a pretty good night here with all of you. And we're getting close to an hour. Does anybody have any last questions or anything you would like me to go over before we get down to the end of the show here? If anybody in the chat, want to let me know anything, go ahead. And if not, hit me up on my Telegram group, or put a comment in this video after the fact, and I'll try to get back to you and help you out as soon as I'm able to. Um, I would like to get back to doing more YouTube. I've been very, very busy with a lot of things. I've had family to take care of, and a business that I run for my day job. So YouTube has always been kind of it's just been kind of a side thing for me to go and have fun doing. And YouTube got to the point where there's just a lot of idiot trolls out there that it just got to not be as much fun as it should be. And so I'm just been trying to get to where, okay, I kind of try to filter out those people and make sure that I just try to get on here and just have a good time and just give you some good information, and enjoy the night as much as possible when I do come on. NFL season starting up. Got my fantasy football team going. If any of you are into fantasy football and would like to join, if you're in a state that allows it, because I did have one person ask me, I'm in Washington State, can I join? And I'm like, Washington State, it's illegal to do fantasy football, so I guess he can't. So, but if if you are interested, you can DM me over in Telegram. I can send you a link if you want to sign up. There's still a few spots available. The fantasy league will be doing its draft on the 1st, and we'll be having some fun with some real crazy people. It's a good time. It's about $25 and just fun to play and have fun for the NFL season. For anybody that's interested, just let me know. And Yeah, that's about it. You guys have a good one. Remember, the best device is question mark. everybody's got everybody's got a different device that they love and like, and that's fine. Nothing wrong with that. I'm Mr. Demand on demand. Yeah, man with the master plan as always, and I'll be back again as quick as I can. And you guys have a good night. And I'm going to go kick back and try to watch some TV.